We begin with a tragic reminder about visibility on our roads, especially in bad weather. A woman is dead after an accident in Surrey last night. Greg Harper joins us with the details. Greg?
Good morning, Jody. This was a fatal accident, and it just happened behind us here at this busy intersection at King George Boulevard and 96th Avenue, and it was raining heavily at the time. This accident happened around 8 o'clock last night. That's when a woman who was in a motorized scooter was hit by a minivan in one of the crosswalks. Emergency crews arrived as soon as possible. They performed CPR on the woman. She was taken to Surrey Memorial, which is just across from the intersection, but the woman passed away from her injuries. The driver of the minivan stayed on scene and has cooperated with police in the investigation. What caused this accident? That is still being investigated. Jody?
Thanks so much. Greg Harper reporting for us this morning. In other news, a wedding shop in the northeast part of Vancouver needs repairs after a weekend accident. An SUV slammed into Tiffany's bridal shop on Saturday night at Hastings and Skeena Streets. It's unclear exactly what happened, but the vehicle collided with a taxi before crashing into the store. The driver of the taxi was reportedly taken to hospital, but the SUV driver was apparently not hurt. Investigators with the Transportation Safety Board are back at the airport in Halifax this morning after the hard landing of an Air Canada passenger jet. The flight from Toronto hit an antenna array as it touched down just a few hundred meters short of the runway. The plane had its nose and landing gear sheared off and then slid down the runway on its belly. It was snowing at the time, but the TSB says it's too soon to speculate on the cause of this crash. All 138 passengers and crew survived. 24 people were taken to hospital for treatment of mainly minor injuries. 3 different agencies are now involved in a fatal incident in Burnaby. RCMP officers arrived yesterday morning to a stabbing at 14th Avenue and Willard Street. They shot the suspect while trying to arrest him. RCMP initially suggested he had non-life-threatening injuries, but he later died after being taken to hospital, as did the stabbing victim. The Independent Investigations Office is looking into the police shooting, while the Integrated Homicide Investigation Team, that is handling the stabbing.
So far, it's been a very successful partnership. They are working very closely, and they work through a liaison, so they are able to negotiate both investigations in quite a fast and efficient manner.
In Surrey, the Integrated Homicide Investigation Team is looking into the suspicious death of a woman. 25-year-old's body was found at the home off of 127th Street. A person has been taken into custody but not charged. The woman's husband has been notified and is cooperating with the investigation. And still in Surrey, RCMP are finding new answers, or few answers that is, so far in a shooting. People in 2 vehicles appeared to exchange gunfire on 125th Street Saturday night. The vehicles took off, with one man eventually showing up at hospital seeking treatment for a gunshot wound. He has not been cooperating with investigators. Another shooting investigation continues in Delta this morning. No one was hurt during the drive-by attack late Friday. Neighbors heard 6 to 10 shots ring out, leaving bullet holes visible in the home on 110th Street near 83rd Avenue. It's reportedly not the first time the house has been targeted. A YouTube video taken from the inside of a car in Vancouver back in November is now gaining a lot of attention online.
If you're calling your lawyer.
No, I do not give you consent. No, sir. Are you serious?
You must think I'm joking.
The driver of this video claims the Vancouver police officers, who apparently pulled him over for a motor vehicle infraction, were trying to intimidate him before his window was smashed. The officers are heard telling him he's under arrest over the smell of marijuana coming from his vehicle. The VPD have confirmed this driver was charged with possession of a controlled substance, possession for the purpose of trafficking, and obstructing a police officer. The driver has not made an official complaint about the incident. The trial over the remaining accusations filed by an unidentified man against former Vanox CEO John Furlong is set to go ahead over the next 18 days. 2 previous lawsuits claiming decades-old sexual abuse allegations have been dismissed by a judge. In one case, it was concluded the woman in question did not attend the school at the time the alleged abuse was said to have happened. Furlong has denied any and all accusations against him when he worked as a gym teacher in Burns Lake nearly 40 years ago.